There are some unique pairs of countries that have similar landscapes, but their demographics, culture, politics, and infrastructure are far different. A list of these countries was developed by analyzing the data from the Country Similarity Index. The following 6 pairs of countries have landscapes that look similar, even though they have little else in common. Australia and Somalia may not be on the same continent, but these countries have a lot in common geographically. They both border the Indian Ocean and have a lot of coastline. Over 75% of the land area in these nations has a hot, dry climate. As a result, much of their vegetation is drought-tolerant desert shrublands and dry savanna grasslands. They are also quite sparsely populated. Furthermore, less than 10% of the land in Australia and Somalia is considered to be mountainous. Both countries have an average elevation of less than 500 meters above sea level. However, most Somalians have sub-Saharan African ancestry, while most Australians can trace their heritage back to Europe. Almost all Somalians are Muslim. Meanwhile, Australians are mostly Christian. Somalia also has far more conservative laws. Unlike Australia, it does not allow abortion, gambling, or alcohol. Moreover, their technology is far different, since Somalia is much less developed. Furthermore, Australia drives on the left and uses Type I electrical outlets unlike Somalia. Next up are 2 landlocked countries in Asia, Mongolia and Afghanistan. These nations are so far from the coast that most of their water does not even flow into the ocean. Both countries are quite dry since they get around 30 centimeters of precipitation per year. Their vegetation mainly consists of grasslands and desert shrubs. Less than 10% of their land is forested. Wheat is by far the most common crop in both countries, although a low percentage of their land is cultivated. Both countries are fairly mountainous. Their average elevations are over 1,500 meters above sea level. While Mongolians have mostly East Asian ancestry, the majority of Afghanis are considered to be Caucasian. Mongolians are predominantly Buddhist, whereas the majority of Afghanis are Muslim. Due to Russian influence, Mongolians use Cyrillic, while Afghanis use the Nastaliq script. Furthermore, Mongolia relies on coal power to create electricity, while Afghanistan primarily uses hydropower. Off the coast of Asia, there are 2 countries located on mountainous islands, Philippines and Taiwan. They both border the South China Sea and are located in the same time zone. These countries have hot, humid climates as well. Their average temperature is around 25 degrees Celsius, and they get around 240 centimeters of rainfall per year. As a result, rice is a commonly grown crop in both countries. Their landscapes are a mix of tropical forests and farmlands. The Philippines and Taiwan are quite densely populated. Their largest cities tend to have many high-rise buildings. However, the median age of people in the Philippines is only 25. In contrast, most people in Taiwan are over 40. Since the Philippines was colonized by Spain, it uses the Latin alphabet. Taiwan still uses traditional Chinese characters. Most people in the Philippines are Catholic, whereas Taiwanese tend to follow Buddhism and traditional Chinese religions. Furthermore, the infrastructure in the Philippines is less developed than in Taiwan. Taiwan has far more vehicles per capita, and they also have high-speed rail lines. While Sierra Leone is in sub-Saharan Africa and Thailand is in Asia, these tropical countries still share a lot in common geographically. Both nations are within 10 degrees north of the equator. They also have hot and humid climates, so their natural landscapes both feature lush forests. Around 70% of their surface area is used for agriculture. Most of this land is devoted to rice farming. Sierra Leone has approximately 120 people per square kilometer, while Thailand has around 140. However, most people in Sierra Leone have African ancestry, while Thais are Asian. Sierra Leone is mostly Muslim, whereas Thailand is predominantly Buddhist. Sierra Leone's official language is English. In contrast, the Thai script has its roots in southern India. Sierra Leone drives on the right and uses Type G electrical outlets, unlike Thailand. Thailand's infrastructure is also more developed. Brunei and Equatorial Guinea are another pair of Asian and African countries that have similar landscapes. Both countries are within 10 degrees north of the equator. Over 85% of the land in these countries is covered by dense tropical rainforests. Since their climates are quite hot and they get a lot of rainfall, their plants are distantly related too, because they are both part of the Paleotropical Kingdom. In addition, most of the land in these countries is within 100 kilometers from the ocean. Furthermore, only 10 to 20% of the terrain in Brunei and Equatorial Guinea is mountainous. Most people in Equatorial Guinea have African ancestry, while most people in Brunei have East Asian ancestry. Equatorial Guinea is predominantly Christian, whereas Brunei is mostly Muslim. Equatorial Guinea has far less vehicles per capita and also uses much less energy per capita since it is not as wealthy. Furthermore, Brunei drives on the left and uses Type G electrical outlets, unlike Equatorial Guinea. Nepal and Switzerland are both on the Eurasian continent, although they are quite distant from each other. Over 80% of their land is considered to be mountainous. In addition, they are both landlocked. Nepal is around 8 degrees Celsius on average, while Switzerland is about 5 degrees Celsius. They both have large areas of coniferous forests. Around 40% of their land is forested. Furthermore, Nepal and Switzerland are relatively densely populated. They both have about 200 people per square kilometer. However, Nepal has a significantly lower standard of living than Switzerland. In fact, Switzerland is one of the wealthiest and most educated countries in the world. The majority of people in Nepal are Hindu, whereas the Swiss are mostly Christian but also less religious. In addition, the Nepalese language uses the Devanagari script, in contrast to the official languages used in Switzerland, which use the Latin script. Nepal drives on the left and its railroad uses the Indian broad gauge. On the other hand, Switzerland drives on the right and generally uses the standard railroad gauge. So, are there other countries that have similar landscapes but are completely different otherwise? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Please like and subscribe to the Objective Lists channel, as there will be even more interesting videos coming soon. For more insights and analysis, please visit objectivelists.com for new and thought-provoking articles about our world.